Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to start out by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And Shalom to the elect out there pushing out this word in truth and in sincerity. This is the brother Yahweh Allah from GMS Chicago coming back at you with another lesson. This is going to be a response to the Word Prophet channel on YouTube on his video, Israelites in the Scripture. And this is evidence and example of that you can see how the Christian church and the Christian dogma, the false Christianity that they preach now, pushes confusion, man. Because the two main things in his video was that his argument that just because you're an Israelite, doesn't necessarily grant you salvation, man. And we agree with that, But the thing is that nevertheless, you still have to be an Israelite, man, because he goes into a tangent on how all Israel wasn't righteous, but that's true, but that doesn't open the floodgates for all these other heathens to come out according to the Scripture. We're gonna bring it out and show that this is in fact what the Bible teaches, man. Not his BS that he's spewing, man. Okay, so to start off, I'm gonna go over here to the book of Galatians, chapter 4 and verse 4. It says, "But when the fullness of the time was come, the Most High sent His Son, made of a woman, made under the law, to redeem them that were under the law, that they might receive the adoption of sons." All right, and all these other heathens, they were never under the law. Okay, so that redemption, those Gentiles are those that were under the law, that were at one point under the law, which was the Israelites, man. They were the only ones given the law, man. And I'll prove that real quick in the book of Amos, man. Because that's the big controversy, man. Who is he coming? Who were those Gentiles? Who is he coming back to receive? Okay, this is the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 1. It says, "Hear the word that the Most High had spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought out of the land of Egypt, saying," he's talking to Israelites, "You only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore I will punish you for your iniquities," man. And how do you create iniquities? Is if you transgress the law. Okay, so he's gonna punish them for their iniquities. This is Psalms 147 and 19. It says, "He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Most High," Yahweh, man, which that's his real name, man. Not that fake Yiddish stuff that was created by Ben Yehudi, man. Adding vowels unto the Hebrew language, man. All right, Ben Yehudi Eliezer, man. All right, so you can look that up for yourselves. But according to Galatians 4 and 5, the adoptions of sons are those who were given the law, who were once under the law, which is talking about the Israelites. Okay, and so that's one point right there. Another thing that he went into was how that pretty much the law, following the law, you can't be saved, man. Which we also agree that the law can't save you, but nevertheless, you still have to strive to the best of your ability to keep it, man. The law wasn't nothing that was harmful for you. Those were what the Most High commanded us to do because it was profitable unto us, man. That's how you show the Most High you have faith in His word, man. That you actually believe the things that He is saying. Okay? And if I could get a quick scripture real quick. Bear with me 1 second. Because I was in Isaiah. Because this is Isaiah chapter 48, verse 17. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, I am Yahweh thy power, which teacheth thee to profit, which leadeth thee by the way that thou shouldest go." You know, of course we can't keep the law 100% and say, oh, we're righteous because of that. But you still try to keep the law to the best of your ability, man. You know, to show the Most High that you have faith in His word, man. You know, you don't just cast it out, man. And how he did, what he did was he brought out Matthew's 5, and he mentioned Matthew's 5 and 17, where it says that he came to fulfill the law. Okay, but let's see this. This is Matthew's 5 and 17. Think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. It says, and the point is in verse 18. It says, for verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled, man. And you know that all the prophecies haven't been fulfilled. You know, the last days hasn't came, so the law's not done away with, man. The thing is that back in the day, you had a lot of Israelites who posed themselves. You know, that's what they were. They were posers. They would act like they were righteous, and they weren't righteous, man. And they'll hide behind the law, man. Put up an image of righteousness, but they didn't really have faith in the Most High. They didn't really believe in Him, man. You know, that goes to the all Israel is not Israel that he had mentioned, man. You know, matter of fact, I'll just read that real quick just to prove what I just said about how back in the days they were putting up that image, man. This is Romans chapter 9, verse 31. It says, but Israel, which followed after the law of righteousness, had not attained the law of righteousness. Wherefore? Because they sought it not by faith. And that's what it was. But as it were by the law, by the works of the law. For they stumbled at the stumbling stone, man. So they weren't really keeping the law, statutes, and commandments because they had faith in the Most High, man. All right? They were just doing it to be an appearance of men, you know? And that was the problem. That's what Paul was cutting. That's what he was going up against, man. But that in no wise means that you have to stop keeping the law, man, so that you could fall under grace. That's ridiculous, man. In fact, you know, since he was so keen on reading Romans, why didn't he read Romans 6 and 1? It says, what shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? And I'll go real quick, you know, just, you know, if you have people that, you know, are just coming in and they don't have much understanding, this is 1 John 3 and 4, so that you know what sin is. This is John 3 and 4. Whosoever committed sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law. Okay? So, according to Romans 6, it says, shall we break the law? Shall we sin? That grace may abound? Verse 2, it says, God forbid. How shall we that are dead to sin live any longer therein? So the first thing is, man, you gotta do this by faith, man. You know, not just to be seen of men, and that was the issue. You know, it wasn't because the law was bad or you weren't supposed to keep the law. You know, it was because they weren't seeking it of faith, and that's the law of righteousness, man. You know, being faithful unto the Most High, man, believing His words. You know, not just putting up that front. Okay. You know, and another quick point, he said that he was an Israelite because of his mother's side, which, you know, even if your mother was goes back to Israel, you still wouldn't be an Israelite, because, you know, and that shows that, you know, you don't really know too much about the scriptures, man. You know, or the things that actually matter, man. This is Numbers 1 and 18. It says, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, not according to their mothers, how these fake Israelis say over there, you know, today, man. You know, it doesn't go by the mother; it goes by the father. The Hebrew Israelite custom is to go by the father, man. So, nevertheless, even if your mother was from the Israelites, you know, you're not an Israelite, man. You know, so that's that point. You know, we're gonna go to Ezekiel 37 to prove, you know, man, excuse me, my camera is getting kind of laggy. You know, Satan got to come in, you know, when you know, when the edification is coming out. All right, it looks like it's better now. But yeah, we're gonna go to Ezekiel 37 to prove that uh, why the word needed to be preached unto the Gentiles. This is Ezekiel chapter 37, verse. I'm gonna start from 21. It says, "And say unto them, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whither they be gone, and I will gather them on every side and bring them into their own land." Okay, so this is a promise. This hasn't happened yet. This is prophecy. Excuse me, and you're calling yourself the word prophet, man. You're forgetting the main prophecies here, man. The Israel was scattered to the four corners of the earth, and the Most High was gonna pull them out of there, man. That's why you have that innumerable multitude of all nations and tongues written in Revelation 7. You know, um, and that's plain as day. Verse 22, it says, "And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king to them all, and they shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore at all." And who was those two nations divided? It was the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom of Israel. So it's talking about Israelites. That's why it was needful for the word to be prophesied amongst all nations, not because these Israelites were going to be accepted. These other nations were going to be accepted. No, there were Israelites among there. All right, I'll read in. I'll go over here again in Ezekiel chapter 11, verse 16. It says, "Therefore say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, although I have cast them far off among the heathen, although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come. Therefore say, Thus saith Yahweh power, I will even gather you from the people and assemble you out of the countries where you have scattered, and I will give you the land of Israel." And this was written after Israel had its glory during the time of King David and King Solomon. So this is talking about in the future. This is going to happen, according to Isaiah 55 and 11. The word of the Most High shall not come back void, but it shall surely accomplish and that which it was sent, man. So the word prophet, I'm addressing you. What about these prophecies? Because he's double-minded, man. First he says, oh yeah, if you're an Israelite, that's good, because Revelations has, the roll call, 12,000 out of each tribe. But then he goes on and says that it doesn't matter. That's confusion. The prophecies are clearly for Israel. Okay? And that's not to say just because you're an Israelite, you're going to be saved. You need to be seeking the Most High in spirit and in truth. And that's the difference, man. First, you got to be an Israelite, and then you have to be, seeking the Most High in spirit and in truth among those Israelites. All right? Because we're going to read more prophecies that say that Israel is going to be on top in the kingdom, ruling over the rest of the nations. Okay? I'm going to go, real quick. I'm going to go to the book of Baruch. Or was it Tobit? Yeah, it was Tobit. Bear with me one second. It's the book of Tobit, chapter 13, verse 3. It says, confess him before the Gentiles. There goes your Gentiles, ye children of Israel, for he hath scattered us among them. So that is the reason why the word was pushed unto the Gentiles. The word prophet even admitted that when our Lord, which his real name is Yahushai, the Son of the Most High, when he came, he only came to speak to Israelites. And then later it was opened up to the Gentiles, But Yahushai, when he came, it was only for the Israelites, man. And it still is, man. The only reason he sent the apostles into the Gentiles was because the Israelites were scattered in there, and they needed, and the prophecy which I just read in Ezekiel 37 and Ezekiel 11, must needed to be fulfilled. Okay? And it's clean, and it's clear as day. You know, I'm going to keep going in this Ezekiel 11. It says, and they shall come thither, and they shall take away all the detestable things thereof, and all the abominations from thereof from thence. And I will give them one heart, and I will put a new spirit within you, and I will take the stony heart of their flesh, and I will give them a heart of flesh. That, you know, so they wouldn't be hard-headed anymore. That was the characteristics of the Israelites, man. That they were hard-headed people. Okay? It says, and so the prophecy says they're going to give them a fleshly heart. You know? It says that they may walk in my statutes and keep my ordinances and do them, and they shall be my people, and I will be their power. I will be their God. That's just what God means. It means power. You know? And that is also a cut on how the law, you know, is fulfilled. You don't have to keep it. You can do whatever the hell you want to do. In fact, that actually goes back to Satanism. Aleister Crowley, he coined the phrase "do as thou wilt." So do whatever the hell you want to do. No, the law, statutes, and commandments were given to you so that you can know what from right and from wrong, man. You know, this is Romans chapter 7, verse 7. What shall we say then? Is the law sin? God forbid. Nay, I have not known sin but by the law. For I had not known lust except the law had said, thou shalt not covet. So the law is a set of instructions to let you know what's right and what's wrong. Not just to do it to show an image of righteousness, but do it in all faith, man. That this is what the Most High is well pleasing in, man. You know. So that first you got to be you got to be Israelite, and then you got to be a sincere, faithful Israelite on top of that, man. You know, because since he wanted to go hard on how not all Israelites were righteous. We know that already, man. All right. And according to this prophecy, you know, that says that he will give us a new spirit, that was given unto the Israelites. The second covenant was actually given unto the Israelites. We're going to read it here in Hebrews 8 and 10. It says, for this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. This is the New Testament letting you know this. This is after it was done preached to the Gentiles. All right. You know, or while it was so, you know. It says, after those days, saith the Lord, I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a power, and they shall be to me a people. The promises are going to Israel, whether you like it or not. All right? Those Gentiles is not an excuse for you to wiggle yourself in, man. Talking about you heathens, man. Okay? You know, because he was talking about, those that are really the sons of the Most High are the ones that are wrestling for him. And that's true. We believe that, man. Because, the fact that all Israel was scattered unto all four corners of the earth proves that shows that we have confusion of faith. Okay? So Israel has mixed himself, you know, amongst the people, man. You know, so I'm going to read right here in Romans chapter 8 and verse 16. You know, it says, Romans 8 and 16, it says, the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. So it's got to be in your spirit, whether you're seeking it, you know, in truth, man, according to the words of the Most High, man. If you can accept what's written in the scriptures, that means that you're not the son of the Most High. You know, you're actually offended of the word. You know, and we just read the word of the prophecy that Israel was going to be given. It was going to give it unto Israel. All right. You know, and that's what it is, man. You know, he goes into Galatians 3 and 6. And forgive me, you know, if it seems that everything is, you know, a little disorganized or whatnot. I'm just going through how I was watching the video and taking down notes. So I'm going to try to the best of my ability to prove or to make commentary on his video, man, on his whole video, you know, and if I miss anything, then, you know, you can put it on the comment boards, man. But according to Galatians 3:16, he tries to use this to try to say that it was for everybody. But this only proves the point even more. It says Galatians 16, 3:16. It says, now to Abraham and his seed were the promises made. He said, not and to seeds as of many, but as of one, and to thy seed, which is Hamashiach. Okay? So that one seed is within Israel. He was saying that that seed was talking about Hamashiach, which he still is from the line. It's seeds not unto many. So it's damn sure not talking about the heathen, because those are other seeds. Hamashiach came from the line, man. We could actually go to how the blessing was given in the book of Second Ezra, chapter 3, verse 13. It says, now when they lived so wickedly before thee, thou didst choose thee a man from among them, whose name was Abraham. Him thou lovest, and unto him only thou showest thy will, and madest an everlasting covenant with him. There's gonna last forever. It says, promising him that he would never forsake his seed. And unto him thou gavest Isaac, and unto Isaac also thou gavest Jacob and Esau. As for Jacob, thou didst choose him to thee, and put by Esau. And so Jacob became a great multitude. So the Most High chose Israel. That's it. Even Hamashiach came from Israel. In Hebrews it says, that he came from the line of Judah, man. All right. So that only further proves the point. You have to be an Israelite. Okay, that's that. That's that line, that sacred line. Don't try to weasel your way in. Because the word was spoken unto the Gentiles, man. You know not what you speak, man. I'm gonna throw some more prophecies your way. The word prophet, which is funny, because if you call yourself the word prophet, then you should know of prophecies. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 2, verse 44. It says, and in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. This is talking about the kingdom of heaven, all right? Because that's the one that's never going to be destroyed. It says, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people. It's not going to be given unto other people. It's going to be stayed within Israel. It says, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. Okay? For it says, for as much as thou saw, and back then, the way that the kingdoms were established, it was through race. Before, kingdoms were through race. You had the Assyrians, you had the Babylonians, you had the Medo-Persians. Those were, they were named behind the race of the people that were ruling, man. That were in it, man. Okay. And this verse 49 goes into the prophecies of the different kingdoms that were set up in the earth, man. All right. Verse 45, it says, for as much as thou sawest the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and then it brake in pieces the iron and the brass, the clay and the silver and the gold, and the great power hath made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter, and the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure. So this prophecy is sure. It's certain that the kingdom is not going to be left to another people. And when the Most High comes back, the way he's going to establish it is by breaking in pieces these other nations. Because if you keep, the different types of metals and material were representatives of different nations, man. That's how he's going to break them down. And he's going to set up no other people but Israel. All right? That's plain to see. We're going to go to Ezekiel chapter 37, and 26, and once you just start accepting the word of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the Most High in the name of His Son, then it's going to be clear that the Gentiles are if you start accepting His prophecies and what was prophesied, you're going to start seeing, it's going to become more obvious that the Gentiles who they were speaking of in the New Testament were the Israelites. Okay? Oh, man, excuse me. I don't know if you can hear me, but my camera is, messing up. Every time notifications coming out saying I want to mess it up. But nevertheless, if you can hear me, I'm going to go into Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 26. It says, damn. Bear with me 1 second. All right. Yeah, man, Satan messing up with the camera. This is Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 26. It says, "Moreover, I will make a covenant of peace with them. It shall be an everlasting covenant with them." There you go, that everlasting covenant. That kingdom which shall never be destroyed. All right? It shall be an everlasting covenant with them, and I will place them and multiply them. Because if they're going to have a covenant of peace forever, that means they're not going to be destroyed. It says, and I will place them and multiply them, and I will set my sanctuary in the midst of them forevermore. My tabernacle also shall be with them. Yea, I will be their God, and they shall be my people. And the heathen shall know that I, Yahweh, do sanctify Israel, when my sanctuary shall be in the midst of them forevermore. This is in the kingdom. In the kingdom, it says all the heathen, all these other nations are going to know that the Most High is only dealing with Israel. Okay? But modern Christianity teaches you that the Most High is dealing with everybody. So I don't know what kingdom you guys are going to, but according to the scriptures, it says the heathen are going to know that Israel is going to be in authority. That goes to show that your doctrine is foolishness. We'll go to the book of I believe it's 1 Corinthians 13. 1 Corinthians 14 and 33. "For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all the churches of the saints." All right, so there's no confusion. There's no the scriptures don't contradict themselves. But what Christianity is teaching is confusion. They're putting that not the prophecies, and how he mentioned Matthew 5 and 17. The prophecies aren't going to be destroyed. Daniel 2 and 44 just said the interpretation of it was certain and true. So Israel is going to get the kingdom, man. Don't get me wrong. The heathens are going to be there, but they're going to be there in servitude. And you can, and that's why when we say only Israel can be saved, it's Israel is going to be set on top. They're going to be taken away from the lowly state that they are now. But the heathens are going to be there, except they're going to be there serving. All right? And that's another prophecy. We're going to get it over here in Jeremiah chapter 60. No, excuse me, Isaiah 60. Isaiah 60 and 12. It says, for the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yeah, those nations shall be utterly wasted. All right, and like I mentioned earlier, the nations, how they were created from the beginning. Going to Genesis 10, reading about, I believe it's Genesis 10. Let me double check. Where it talks about all the nations. Genesis 10. All those nations were created by a race of people. All right, they don't have it like you have now. You being American, you're all these different nationalities. No, the Most High is going to recognize the nations that He made from the beginning. Okay, it says shall be utterly wasted. The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fig tree, the pine tree, and the box together to beautify the place of my sanctuary, and I will make the place of my feet glorious. The sons also of them that afflict thee shall come bending unto thee, and they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet. And they shall call thee the city of the Lord, the Zion of the Holy One of who? Israel. The Holy One of Israel. So these are all future prophecies. You know, it said, verse 15 says, whereas thou has been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee, I will make thee an eternal excellency and joy of many generations. Thou shalt also suck the milk of the Gentiles, and shall suck the breast of kings, and thou shalt know that I, Yahweh, am thy Savior, and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of who? Jacob. Okay? It says, for brass I will bring gold, and for iron I will bring silver, and for wood brass, and for stones iron. I will also make thy officers peace, and thy exactors righteousness. Violence shall not be heard in thy land, wasting nor destruction within thy borders, but thou shalt call thy wall salvation and thy gates praise. And we just read that covenant of everlasting peace that was given unto Israel. Okay? We read in Hebrews 8 and 10 that the prophecy was given unto Israelites. The law, statutes, and commandments are going to be written in the mind of the Israelites. That was the covenant made with them. All right. It says, I'm going to jump to verse 21. It says, thy people also shall be all righteous, because of that Hebrews 8 and 10. That covenant that was made with Israel. Those people are going to be all righteous, because the law is going to be written in them. It says, they shall inherit the land forever, the branches of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified. A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I, Yahweh, will hasten in his time. So this is all the prophecies of the Most High, man. And what you're doing is you're not accepting it. Really, because what he was saying was, you got to seek. What he was saying, Jesus Christ. Accept him, and that's what you're going to be saved. But you have, according to his gospel, and that's the point. You have to believe the gospel. What was written, what was sent. All right. According to Revelations 19, I'm going to read real quick. 19 and 10, it says, and I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, see thou do it not, for I am thy fellow servant, and thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushai, which that's his real name in the ancient Paleo Hebrew. It says, worship Yahweh, for the testimony of Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy. And we just read the prophecies. If you're not with those prophecies, then you are not of Yahushai. All right? The Gentiles, only reason of being in the kingdom is to serve Israelites. All right? Because the Israelites are going to be set on top. And thus saith the Bible, man. So I believe that, I proved that point thoroughly. I'm going to keep going into other points that he made. I'm going to read that 2 John, to prove that you need to have the right doctrine in order to be called the sons of the Most High. Because that's what he was going with. Not all Israel's Israel. Some Israelites are wicked. Yeah, we know that. Nevertheless, you still have to seek the Most High in spirit and in truth, according to his word. What's actually going to happen? This is 2 John 1 and 9. Whosoever transgresseth and abideth not in the doctrine of Hamashiach, which we just read that Hamashiach was the spirit of prophecy. If you don't abide with that prophecy, then what? Hath not the Most High. He that abideth in the doctrine of Hamashiach, he hath both the Father and the Son. If there come any unto you, and bring not this doctrine, receive him not into thy house, neither bid him Godspeed, man. So we can't even bid you Godspeed, man. You have to be coming in. You have to come in the rightness of the scriptures. And this man is not coming with it. Touching on some points about the law. We're gonna go to Proverbs 28 and 9. It says, he that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be an abomination. So you can't just do whatever the hell you want to do. You know, that's what he was going hard into. You know, uh, um, that's not the case, man. You know, the thing was how we read earlier in Romans 9:31. It said that many they didn't seek it after with faith, and that was the issue. All right, that doesn't mean you do away with the law, statutes, and commandments, and you don't have to follow them no more. This is the book of Baruch. You know, real quick. This is the book of Baruch 4:1. This is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endureth forever. Damn. Excuse me. Bear with me. This camera's acting up again.